Right, so for some strange reason, the YouTube is taking down my video yesterday on cooking nutrition. So this is actually day 2, but I'm going to say it's day 1 because you really need to know this prior to actually doing your diet and actually starting everything. So this is one of the first things that you should actually learn. And I'm just going to talk about eating and what you're eating and what you've to cook and what you've to use, etc. So if you've got a large family now, don't forget, for a man, it's 120 grams of chicken. Sorry, it's 1.2 kilograms of chicken and 1.2 kilograms of sweet potato per day. And for a woman, it's 900 grams of chicken and 900 grams of sweet potato. So there's varies. So what I've done here, I'll just flip you around here. I've got large pots. So the large pots can contain, so just some water in there. And we're just putting them on the boil. So these will be able to hold all of the chicken, and we'll be able to cook this all in one meal. So, or at one time. So we just put the chicken in. That's yesterday's chicken, some left over, and we're able just to cook this all in. Just let me just get into the. So from Morrison's yesterday, two of these for £7. As you can see, each one is 630 grams. So 2 is 1260. So that's 60 grams over what you require in one day. If you've got a large family as well, you better just putting it all in the one pot. Obviously, calculate it properly for each person that's going to be on the diet. And just use, if you need to use larger pots, then if you've got a larger family, then use larger pots. We've also got, what have we got here? We've got the sweet potatoes. So that's a kilogram there of sweet potatoes. And we also have vegetable. Now, you can have as much vegetable. If you're feeling that the 6 meals are not filling you up, you can eat as much vegetables as you like. You put the vegetables in with the chicken and also the sweet potato. And you can eat as much as that because there's no calories in the mixed vegetables or in vegetables generally. So you can eat as much as that you want. So all you do, we've got some sweet potato left from yesterday, and all you do, let me just put your phone down, let me just put it over here and see if we can get it still keep an angle, is open up. So that's a kilo of the sweet potato, and we'll count it out. Well, actually, this is the scale. So the scale's measuring grams, and what we do is we just put it in the water and let the sweet potato boil. And because there's a bit of depth to that, it was spilling over onto the cooker yesterday, but hopefully that's it. And here's the chicken, so we just get the chicken out. Let's just get a knife. So if Morrison's continue to actually do the deal and continue with the £7, your daily meals are going to be about £10 a day, or just under £10 a day, depending on what it is you actually take. So let's just get the knives in here, and let's put it in the pot. And I'm just boiling the chicken. You can grill it. You can have turkey. What else can you have? You can have tuna. I sometimes eat tuna for a different sort of 200 grams of tuna rather than actually 200 grams of chicken. And just put that all in, and it can all be boiled at once, and that saves, you're only cooking once in a day, so you just cook in the morning or cook the night before, prepare the meals the night before, and then that's it, pretty much, you're ready to go. So obviously you need this. This will measure. This is for weighing food. So you'll take the 200 grams out there, place it on this, and weigh the 200 grams. Same with the sweet potato, 200 grams or 150 grams if you're a woman, and place it on this 6 times a day. So you're having 6 meals a day, and usually we have plastic containers like this. So I've got 6 of these to actually use during the day, and in case I'm away anywhere. So yesterday I had my first 6 meals, and I just put the chicken and the sweet corn and any vegetables if I decide to have it. Just now I'm struggling because I've got a reduced appetite to actually eat the 6 meals just now. So it should increase over a period of time once you get into the wherewithal of actually doing it. So you're just boiling this and boiling that, and that's basically it for today. That's all you need to do, and we'll go out shopping again tonight to get the same again. And what we're drinking, so for water and what we intake during the day is I drink Volvic. So if the clever guys at Volvic could or want to sponsor us, then I'd be more than happy to actually continue to tell them about your fantastic product here. But Volvic is, I wish they would do it in the large containers. I wish Volvic would come in the big containers. But if you're a bodybuilder, this contains some sodium, and it wouldn't be appropriate if you're actually trying to cut up. You would have to just stick to water. But as I'm not going to be on the stage and I'm just looking to change my shape, it's okay with me. I'm not really as bothered. I prefer the taste, and I can drink lots of this rather than actually drinking water, which I really struggle with. So that's what I drink instead of actually drinking water. But I drank a lot of this yesterday, and I was absolutely loving it. I'm going to walk again in a few minutes, and yeah, I'm basically going to use that again. But great stuff, 70 pence as well, so cheaper, and you want to do about at least 2 litres. Maybe I'm drinking probably more than that just now, and that will start to flush through your system. So yeah, you want to drink as much Volvic as you possibly can, probably at least 2 litres, so 1 1/3 of those per day. And yeah, that's basically it. The transformation should come. It's very important that your nutrition is correct. If you're doing the walking and even just doing the weight training, you will not see the changes in your body shape as you will once you've actually got the nutrition. The nutrition is highly important in this full situation or the training course that we're actually going through. So it's very, very important you get this correct. The actual nutrition and what you're putting in your body is going to be as, if not more important, and it being balanced. It must be 200 grams and 200 grams per meal. It must be balanced through the actual course. But now we've got the big pots, we can now just do this once. We're only cooking once in a day, and which is fantastic. And that means we can then divvy it up into weigh them, put it in the plastic containers, and take the plastic containers if I'm going away overnight, so I can cook the next meals for the next day in those containers, put them in the fridge, and do it for the next day. So you can cook it the night before, or in the morning when you're actually started. Because if we're going to start training at 6 o'clock in the morning or 6:30, then you can probably cook in the morning while people are getting ready to go to work. But we'll see how long the cook time is as well. I'll time it probably tomorrow and see how long the cooking time is, so that you all know how long you have to actually cook the potatoes and the chicken for. So that's it on cook just now, guys. I think that's pretty much it. If there's any sort of questions, leave it in the comments. But yeah, that's what you have to do. It's really simple. You can also use turkey. And I sometimes, on the occasional meal, eat tuna as well, just for something different, just to get some omega-3s in. But 200 grams of tuna as well, 200 grams of turkey. So whatever you want, guys, you can basically substitute between these sort of things. But I would stick to tuna and turkey. Sorry, I would stick to turkey and chicken if I was doing the bodybuilding shows. If I was going in for competition, as this is a bodybuilding competition diet, I would stick to those. So I think that's about it. So get one of these, get one of the scales, get some things to put your food in. Don't forget you're eating 6 meals in the day. So every 2 hours or 2.5 hours at the most. And that's basically it, guys. That's it in a nutshell for the nutrition. Very simple. I'll come back to this at a later date as well. Okay, good luck. Oh, and so the chicken was about seven pounds for 1.2 kilos, just over 1.260 kilos. And that's about 130 for the sweet potato, and that is about a kilogram in there. So as you can see, you need slightly more sweet potatoes in there, but I've got a wee bit more here, so that should be the 6 meals for today. Okay, guys, that's it starting to boil. Thanks, bye.